Hey there, this is Kimberly Inez Mays, and I am back with another topic. And it's an interesting topic because I didn't know that this was something I'm ever going to be talking about. If you've been following me or listened to the sound of my voice within the past year or so, you know that I've been all about the funnels, right? All about the automation, the strategy, and the flow from A to B to C to D to all the way to Z. But I'm also rethinking a lot of that. And the title of this video, I guess, or this recording is, Am I Falling Out of Love with Funnels? And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about why I might be falling out of love with it. And also why I now side eye a lot of old approaches. And I'm thinking of how do we take what used to work and now abandon what no longer works. All right. But before we get started, if this is the first time you're hearing me speak, or if this is the first video, if you're like, I don't even know who she is, let me introduce myself. My name is Kimberly Inez Mays. I demystify technology so that service-based professional businesses can finally stop duct taping their systems together and start scaling with confidence. And if you also know me, you know that I am an AI enthusiast. I love AI, but I'm also going to talk about ways to use AI in a very, very intelligent way that other people might not be using it for. And so I'm going to talk about why I'm falling out of love with funnels. And I don't want to be as alarmist, like saying that I'll never set up another funnel again. No, absolutely not. But it's just rethinking the approach as now people become more savvy, more distracted, more, I say, disengaged or disillusioned by a lot of things that we used to automate that probably no longer work. And I'm talking about that linear automation where you start at one point and then you end up at another point. People need more nurturing than ever. They need more organic communication. They need more value, and they don't necessarily need a step-by-step sales pitch, right? Everybody knows the game. The game's up. You sign up for a webinar. You know if it's free, then it's probably going to be an upsell or an offer at the end. A lot of people wait for the recording just to see if there's any value in the thing without necessarily trying to wait to see what is at the end, right? So there are a lot of people now, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but there are a lot of us who are more aware of some of these older tactics and they no longer work. So I built funnels that worked, people converted, sales happened, but somewhere along the way, this kind of felt off to me. And it feels off talking about it because I've talked about it for so long to a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm really burnt out. I'm ready to start talking about how we can intelligently use AI to determine user behavior, sentiment analysis, and really start thinking of ways now that we can get a little bit more personal and a little less automated, but using automation to do that, if that makes any sense. So here is a quick history of a classic funnel. If you're just like hearing me talk about funnel, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, right? So here's a traditional funnel. You have a lead magnet, and that lead magnet gives you like 5 emails, like automatically, right? They might be spaced out like 2 days apart, 3 days apart. That's how I usually do it. I still have these things in place. I'm still going to keep it in place. I'm not abandoning it, but it doesn't always work that way where you have an email sequence, low ticket offer, then an upsell, and you're designing it for scale and automation. Your intention is to bring everybody to the other side, knowing that some people are going to drop off somewhere in the middle, and you have your offer stack, and you have your free, your low price, your high price, and then your big, big, big thing. But nobody really moves that way. We kind of move around, we swirl around, and we spend more time in that decision-making phase. Or if the offer is really, really good, we just go right to the top. So not everybody is predictable. I think most people now, our audiences, are less predictable than they used to be in times past. So buyers are more skeptical. Relationships always trump sequences, right? And I say this as an introvert, so that actually kind of scares me. It's like, wow, yeah, now I have to juggle all of these relationships. But now you can have deeper, but albeit fewer relationships. And my cat is like biting my legs. Come on, jump if you want to. right? I'm talking about being real and being organic. So I have this small animal by my feet that's really, really annoying me. And I am going to keep all of this in because, to be honest, I don't edit little Kenzo out anymore. There he is. So for everybody watching, say hi, Kenzo. You ruined my video. But anyway, like I was saying, funnels also can feel disingenuous. They can disingenuous. Yep, I said that right. They could feel like, all right, well, is this FOMO actually real, or are they just saying that limited time, limited slots, while supplies last, early bird special, right? People are hip to this. They're like, okay, I know the game. Like you're pressuring me to buy because now you're giving me artificial scarcity, fear of missing out, um, all of this stuff that is in every literal landing page template you can find, or landing page program you can find, right? There's a process by which you write a landing page, and you write your bonuses and your limited time, and you put like all of this stuff in. People are getting hip to that, and they're just like saying, okay, you really only have 10 slots? Is it really only good until Monday? What if I sign up on a Tuesday? I bet you'll still take my money, right? So people are just side-eyeing stuff. So funnels treat people like data points, but relationships really can't be automated. So what do we do? What do we do? Right? Are funnels dead? No, because I still use funnels. Like I still like it. I mean, if I'm giving away a free guide or training or GPT or something, I'm going to send an email. You're going on my email list. That is what it is, right? Because people still open emails, and email marketing is not dead. I think it's going to outlive all of us. So there'll just be email marketing and roaches basically at the end of the world, because email is not going anywhere. And I can't believe I just said that. It's a weird thing that I'm going to turn into a quote, right? But email marketing is not dead, and funnels probably aren't going to die either. They're just going to evolve. So it's like the modern funnel now is going to be like a spiral or an ecosystem, non-linear, relationship based, where you can opt in and out at any time, and then the things you can opt in and out will need to change. Some people might want more educational materials from you. Some people might want services from you, and I'm talking to service-based businesses. Some people might want products. Some people might want this and that, and your job is now to determine exactly what it is that they want. Not everybody is going to move in the same way. So what can it look like? Well, let's say you give something away, right? And you have a giveaway. Everybody has a giveaway, especially if you're a guest speaker. You always got to have a giveaway. But you don't just give stuff away just to give it away. You get that email address so you can stay in contact. Well, upon initial conversion, you're not able to immediately respond to everybody who takes your offer. So that email marketing piece is still going to be there. If we're talking SMS, then that's even more technical, albeit disruptive. So I'm going to just talk about email. But yeah, they're going to get an email saying, thank you for blah, 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 blah. And now I think instead of just automatically funneling them into a particular road, now maybe you encourage them to reply back, to interact, to talk to you. And then what you could do with that reply is then use AI to do some sentiment analysis to see if they're happy, have any questions, or have anything that they need. You can see if they've opened or not. Maybe you can use an AI-based response on the fly to generate a response to them. There are so many different ways now, especially with these advanced reasoning models, that you can now use it to build authentic relationships, so that if they have a question, then you or your sales team or whoever on your team can now follow up with that person, answer the questions, and then try to get them to book a call with you. So you take the conversation offline, you take it out of automation. But you could use automation to make smarter, I wouldn't say decisions, but to help facilitate your own decision making as it pertains to your audience, right? One thing that I do is I always look at my analytics, and I was like, okay, well, what videos, what content is working better, what's not working better, what emails are hitting it, what's not hitting it, and then I adjust and I pivot. And then sometimes I'm just not afraid to take the funnel down. I've taken down so many funnels that just weren't funneling. It's not even funny, because it doesn't always work every time you build it. So what's nice about this new approach is that you can implement this with speed. You can have maybe instead of a 14-step funnel, you have like a 3-step funnel. Maybe, now part of those steps in between the funnel is encouraging some engagement, some replies back, something that's an easy, lighter lift. It doesn't feel salesy. Maybe you could even do, I know there's some systems out there where you could do personalized videos. When I say personalized, it does appear that you say their name at least. There are, and I hesitate to recommend this because I really don't like AI talking heads right now, but some people might feel that that provides some value to them. So you could try it out, test it out. I probably won't be doing it because I think it's a little bit corny. I know that's a hot take right now. Like, people probably will come for me if they're like, what? I just cloned myself yesterday and I'm putting it on my website. Good for you. I don't want to do that, but you can find ways to simplify that funnel so that not everything is formulaic, but you can now take pieces of it and see what's working, move things around, make it more modular, because at the end of the day, we're not just going to have attention, interest, desire, and action, which is my favorite copywriting framework. But, people just don't necessarily move that way. We're so distracted. I'm so distracted. And I know that I don't easily move through anyone's funnels. And so, therefore, a lot of people are like me now, where we're like, okay, what value am I getting out of this? Let me check on this once in a while. Okay, they're cool. Let me do their class. Time goes by. Okay, they're cool. Let me do their low ticket product. So it's not necessarily linear in value of services, but it's something that you do need to keep a pulse on, and AI products can completely do that. I think I said a lot, right? I said a lot, and you're probably thinking like, what? All right, how do I get started with all of this, right? So I'm going to give you one actionable tip, and then I'm going to also give you another call to action. So the actionable tip out of all of this, the 12 minutes of me speaking, is start simpler. Just start with, okay, you give away something for free. Most PDFs don't really get read, so if you're investing a lot of time and effort into a multi-page PDF, you may want to reconsider that. Even though I like doing that, I like doing PDFs, so maybe I'm breaking my own rules. But if that's something that's causing you a lot of stress, just throw up a free training, make a GPT, make something simple that can provide quick wins, quick values for somebody, and then just have 1 or 2 emails to follow up with them, encourage them to reply, and then see what kind of replies, what kind of feedback you get before you scale it bigger. All right, so that is action item number 1. Action item number 2 is, if this still sounds like Greek to you, or if you're like, okay, Kim, I'm already doing that, I want to go further, I need more help. That is what the Automation Insight session is. So it's a free 30-minute session where we talk about what's working, what's not working, and how I can best support you. Or, it's just a casual conversation that we can have to see where you are, how AI can assist you, what systems can assist you, and yeah, I keep everything moving. So that is all I got to say about that, right? It has been a pleasure. My name is Kimberly Inez Mays, and I will see you next time. All right, take care. The video is over. Bye.